We're on day 8. Looks like we're going to finish the chicken coop on day 9. There's rain coming in here. We've got the part of the hens out here in the backyard so we can finish working inside. But I didn't want to keep these guys in cages. I wanted to make them free range in the backyard and lock them back here in the new area. But for all my friends who are with the church groups and building chicken coops and things in Guatemala and other countries, if you don't already know this, heads up, a lot of these people have garbage stored in their backyards because there's no garbage company picking up garbage. Okay, think about it. They throw years and years of garbage in their backyard, and most of the time they're not even burning it. So I've got the guys, we've got 6 villagers working on this project, and I've got the guys, we have to get all the glass, all the wires, all the pieces of plastic, all the garbage out of all this soil, because the chickens will peck at a piece of plastic and actually eat it and die. So I've got the guys raking and cleaning and making sure that every piece of garbage is out of the backyard, that we have nothing but nice clean dirt. And these chickens really like the clean area. These guys are happy. We have 29 of these hens out here, if you're wondering how many are right here. We have 40 hens on the property. The others are in somewhat large cages right now. They'll be out tomorrow. It's just we have to work in the other area back in here. So we're trying to get the inside done. It looks like 24 hours before we get on an airplane, this thing's going to be finished pretty much from the inside on out here. But we've created 6 jobs over about 10 or 12 days here in the village. But I got to make sure before we leave the country, going back to the States, every piece of plastic and garbage is out of this soil. We want to turn around and come back and have Jose breed the chickens to the point where we come back in about 2 months, that instead of, you know, this number of chickens back here, we'll have 150 hens between this area and the inside area. And we just did the final count on the nest. We had 80 nests. So we can max out about 150 hens on 80 nests with no problem whatsoever with the size space. That'll produce 3,200 eggs average per month in peak production. Now these hens are 4.5 going on 5 months, so they just are going to start laying eggs literally over the next 14 days. They'll start getting into their hen cycle of adulthood of laying an egg. And after about 7-8 months old, they'll be laying an egg every 30 hours in production. The math is easy. If you take one hen averages conservatively 250 eggs per year, is how you do that math. And divide that by 12, and that's how you can come up with your calculations on planning for a chicken farm. So, just let you know how that works. Some hens will produce 220 eggs per year. Other hens will produce 300 eggs per year. The Guatemalan chicken breeders are telling us this type of chicken actually produces 1 egg every 30 hours. I think that's very aggressive. In all of our calculations, we're calculating 250 hens. I'm sorry, 250 eggs per hen per year. So if they do more than that, great. So our projections of 3,200 eggs a month is really conservative if these guys actually have an egg every 30 hours. So we're staying here. We're normally on the property about 2 hours a day, and then we leave and do other business projects that we're involved with here. But we're so close to the deadline on this 1,700 square foot chicken coop. We want to make sure this thing gets done properly before we leave. And things like there's no garbage around these chickens. And make sure that they have plenty of waterers, plenty of feeders. We've solved the freshwater problem. This property does not have water on it. But the property next door, his mom lives next door. She actually has a well that we're now tapping into and producing water. And his brother next door, over here, he doesn't live in this home, but that's his brother's house. He has a well, so we're tapping into that. And all this overgrown area back over here, that's his mom's backyard. But she's got water with a hose that we're going to bring in over here. Of course, Mom will get some eggs. That's how that works, of course. But I can't tell you how happy I am how this turned out as our very first free-range chicken project in Guatemala, with no plans until we got here. Drew it on a piece of paper. We found building materials so we didn't have to drive 4 hours away. We're trying to find everything local. Hired 6 villagers. And basically in about 10 days, we built this whole thing. Pretty cool, huh? Thanks a lot for all your support, guys. We'll have a couple more video updates before we leave the country. Bye.